Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we're getting into the Amaran Light Dome Bowens mount. This is the Light Dome 60, Amaran Light Dome 60. And this size of this one is a 2 feet kind of circular. Obviously it says dome, but like on the end that you're using, it's circular shape as opposed to a square shape type of light box. Now, or rectangular shape. Now, when it comes to these options right here, you have a couple of different types between the domes. You have the hexagonal type of shape, which is also very circular. It's almost the same thing. I am new to getting into this type of setup. I've had old lights back in the days and I didn't use them. They were cheap. This is many, many years back. And so, getting into now that modern times lights are so much better, I wanted to get into this setup. Now, one thing that's really nice about this here is that it's pretty portable. That's why I went with the 60 setup, the Light Dome 60. And it also has a fast deployment or setup, or, you know, where you're able to kind of set it up type of thing, whatever, however you want to say that, a quick setup. This right here, I'm not going to take this out. This is your waffle separator. This is your light dome. I think this is the initial diffuser, and then this is the secondary diffuser, because you have 2 diffusers that go in it. I'm definitely going to be using both of those. I'm not 100% sure on the waffle dome at the moment. I'm sure I'll be able to test it out at some point, but I'm definitely going to always be using those Now this is interesting because I actually thought that this was supposed to be different, and I'm gonna have to look into this, because this is very, very interesting, because I actually thought that this was a different setup, that it was a quick release type of setup, and that's what it said on the packaging, but it doesn't look like that that's the case. Unlock. Okay, well, this definitely throws me off a bit, because what throws me off about this right now is that this was not actually supposed to be, this was supposed to be a type that has a quick release, and that's not what I'm getting on this. So I'm a little thrown off with that, and I'm glad I was able to do the unboxing here on video, but I kind of don't even want to bother to take any of this stuff off right now. So I'm not going to end up doing that, because I know that it's supposed to have a quick release on it, so I want to find out about that and understand why this is this way, because I know the one that I remember looking at to order was a quick release, and this is the brand, this is the type, but it doesn't have that. So it's very interesting that that is the case. One snap quick release. See, so I'll even show this on here. That first line right there, you see it says Amaran Light Dome 60 Softbox 1 snap quick release. So Amazon sent me the wrong thing. So I apologize, you guys, that I'm not going to do a full kind of breakdown of the situation with this. I'm actually going to just pack it right back up, because I'm going to return it. And so I don't want to end up doing anything to a product that I'm gonna return and have anything maybe mess up on it, because obviously Amazon is going to, Amazon is gonna have somebody, is gonna sell it to somebody else, and maybe somebody else wants to keep it, but that is not going to be what I'm gonna do. So I'm not going to end up doing anything that makes it look worn or worn out, worn or wear for the video. But you guys, if you guys are looking for something like this, make sure that you get the right one. They obviously sent me the wrong one. There's supposed to be this quick, and I've seen videos of it too, quick release that is on there. But if you guys are just in general looking for something like this, and I was debating between the larger size and the smaller size, I went with the smaller size, because if you're only gonna have one option, and they say if you're using most standard regular size rooms, you don't want something too big, because ones that are 3 feet often are also have more depth to them, and that will cause it to be where it's hard for you to get enough space between you and your subject. And so you want to be careful with that. So this is, to me, the more recommended size if you're going to start off. But luckily for me, I happened to catch on sale another one, not from Amaran, but it was from Newer. And I will do an unboxing of that in a bit, and stay tuned for that. And that one actually was the 3 feet size one. So now I have options between that, between the light dome and, I'm sorry, not the light dome. That was the light dome. Between the Amaran, what is it called again? Lantern. The lantern. So I got a few extra options in total, so that's nice. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna put the link in the description down below for this item. I hope that if you guys order it, you'll get that same one. But go to the link and check it out so you guys can see the way it's supposed to look. And that way you guys will go, okay, like I see what the issue was. Also, because it's supposed to have that fast release or fast whatever. But then in addition to that, like I said, that, you know, if you guys see that that's suiting for what you would want to order, then go and pick it up. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, you guys, I actually, after finishing the video, and I'm just going to add this to the ending of the video, I went to go and check to see what it looked like. And so online, it actually, make sure I'm opening this up from the right side. Online, this thing actually was, did not have the quick release the way I thought that it would. Now, unfortunately of that. So what I am going to do is I am going to throw a really quick clip of, I later on did an unboxing of, which you'll see after this video, because I shot all these simultaneously pretty much. So though you'll see this other video get released of a small rig softbox, octagon type. It has the release mechanism that I thought this one had. So that's going to be something where sorry, I just realized that the orientation of this video is being filmed sideways, so I'm hoping I won't have a problem adjusting that in post. But and if I do have a problem adjusting that in post, I'm sorry guys, I'm just putting this out the way it is if that ends up being a problem, but hopefully it shouldn't be a problem and I should be able to adjust that in post. Now, I'm gonna throw a clip of that up while I talk right now, so that way I'm not displaying this while I'm throwing that clip up. And so that one had a quick release mechanism that actually was really a quick release mechanism, just one quick lever. Now I looked and later on I saw that the octagon light domes from Amaran had that quick release. So I thought maybe what happened is when I seen those and I saw what the quick release looked like, that when I went to order this one, I just assumed that it also was the same type of quick release, but it's a different quick release as you saw earlier in the video. And so I'm just gonna fully unbox this because the other one, the Octagon Dome one, costs even more money. And maybe I would have purchased that if not for a couple days after I purchased this, there was the Prime Day sale and I ended up buying the small rig one, which is a little bit bigger than this one and has the quick release. And to be honest with you, I probably would just return this one anyway and then either get another one of those other ones or just save the difference in money because it's not a big deal. But the only reason why I'm going to decide to keep this one is because the smaller size might come in handy for being more in a pinch. And then on top of that, I really do think that I've seen something before that said like the diffusion of these, like there's different quality and diffusion between different soft boxes. And I heard that this one was supposed to be a little better than some of the competition, I think. And so I'm not 100% sure. So what we're gonna do is this: plastic, remove, protective cover, remove before use. Okay, I'm supposed to remove this before use. Sorry about that, you guys. And let me open this up a little wider so we can see what's going on. I'm gonna remove that. It says before use. And that will probably get removed before use as well, but I have no need to do that right now. So you just pull these up and they should lock into place. And so this, when they say quick, they're meaning that, which is not the worst, but it's not as quick as the other one that I was trying to show you guys, that I thought this was gonna be, which, like I said, now I know that the small rig one that I purchased is that way. So once you're set up, I'm sure this is definitely not a problem once you're set up. But I could definitely tell you, it's, let's see, do I got everyone? So you got to do a check to make sure everyone is the way it's supposed to be. And now this one is the 2 feet size, which is definitely smaller than the other one I have, which is 3 feet. And like I said, stay tuned for that video in full of my small rig one. Now, like I said, I heard that the diffusion on, I don't know if that's the case or not, but I've heard people compare different boxes. So I'm not gonna say if this one's better or not, but it is still good to have a 2 feet one in my arsenal, just in case. But the truth is the 3 feet one didn't even feel all that big where I couldn't manage it. So honestly, if I had to really be honest, it probably would be better for me to just return it. But at the same time too, I will say this, being that I have a Softbox lantern, I think it's good having 2 domes or regular standard Softbox designs on hand just in case. And here you can see this like this. I do love the colorway of this as well. So here you go with that. And I definitely think it looks nice. It looks constructed very well. I guess at that time, this was considered to be the quick release mechanism of that time, but during the same time that they kind of put out these waves, the Octagon ones flip out so much easier. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the Octagon ones don't have to be a complete regular circle. That might be what it is. And in that case, like I said, you'll see later on when you look at my small rig video on their Octagon Octo Softbox. I guess because that has more flat edges in its design, because being an octo shape, it's not as round. It's able to kind of fold. I don't know how to describe it, but it kind of it folds in a way where this doesn't have to be even on every side in terms of the way that it collapses. So, and as far as when you collapse it, you just do that. And obviously the collapse mechanism is easier than the setup. The setup is not horrible. So I think I'm just gonna go the route of keeping it rather than do the process of returning it, because I'm really not a big fan of returning things. I'll be honest with you when it comes to that, because I just don't like the idea that if you don't have to return something, that you keep it, so that way you're not having somebody else use it after you've opened it, even if you didn't really do much to it, unless you receive something that was in error or something else was really bad about it, then I get it. But other than that, I'm not that type. So I think I am going to end up keeping this. That's the reason why I decided to come back and finish the video after I checked to see that that mistake was on me. But I believe what happened is that I saw the Octo version of the Amaran, and I honestly thought that it was the quick release, and I realized that wasn't. I was probably looking at the wrong one, and then I bought this one thinking that it was the same thing, and it wasn't. It's not a big deal as far as the way it releases, so it's not a huge deal. I don't think these round ones even come like that now that I think about it, because as I checked, I didn't see that anymore. But nonetheless, if you guys are in the market for this, I would say consider it. The small rig one, which you're going to see my review on that come out very shortly after this one, is, generally speaking, small rig is probably not going to be as good quality, because Amaran is a sub brand of a really high quality brand, which is Aputure, and small rig is kind of more of a lower quality brand. Not to say it's a bad brand, it's not, but it kind of falls within that range of newer, and small rig are kind of these budget brands that get people into the space. Now they've gotten better, so I would say a good comparison is small rig or newer when it comes to their products are like Kia. When Kia first came out, they're a budget company, and then they got better. Now their cars are very good quality, this and that, but they came from a budget lineage. Amaran is almost like if Aputure was Lexus, and then they said, we're gonna make Toyota. We're going to make the Toyota brand, but the parts that are used in the Toyota are essentially some of the same parts inside the Lexus. So even though it's trickled down, it's trickling down from something above as opposed to getting better from below, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I view it. I'm no expert on it, but that's the vibe I get and what I've seen people say about it. So with that being said, if you want to go with the Amaran, when they're not on sale, it's not that big of a difference, but you are getting a little bit better bang for your buck. So for example, this one goes for like $80. The small rig that I also purchased, which like I said is going to be in a later review, you're going to see shortly after this one, probably baseline, not including the sale that I got it on, would have probably been about the same price, but yes, I believe it was the same price. So this was $80. The other one would be $80 too. But that one was a 3-foot octagon, and this is a 2-foot dome. So that tells you a difference. And that one, obviously being the octo type, has a the quick release, as I would have inserted into the video already, the real quick release. Even though this is a form of quick release, it's not as quick. So that's something to kind of take with you guys and try to kind of see, you know, if it, whatever your thoughts are, how you feel about that. But yeah, as always, you guys, link's going to be in the description to purchase this. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm actually going to put the link in for the small rig that I purchased as well in this one, even though I'm going to also have that into the later review as well that comes up afterwards. But like I said, because I ended up doing this in 2 parts and came to that realization, I want you guys to be able to go on Amazon if you want to and check out the small rig so you kind of see what I'm talking about in more detail. Other than I'm going to throw a little clip of the small rig here, but I want you guys to be able to go see that in detail if maybe that's the one you would prefer over this type. And as always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.